You watched a video, then another, and now technology knows it all of your fears, all the secrets you haven't even told yourself. Welcome to The Algorithm is Watching. I'm Jose Ortiz, and today we're discussing artificial intelligence and how it plagues our worlds not just through technology, but through our minds, our fantasies, our nightmares, and subsequent decisions. This episode will cover why AI is consistently portrayed as a monster, how this translates into real life, and what it means for us as students. When I first thought of doing a podcast about AI, I almost abandoned the notion there because there's so much out there. So many people are talking about ChatGPT, about the algorithms, the advancements and pitfalls of technology, and where it all could lead us. But the more I searched for inspiration over time, the more I realized what was missing. No one seemed to be talking about the feelings, the awareness, the dread, the terrifying tingling in your spine when you understand how much AI is part of your life. I'm a narrative-based person, especially horror. Fear gets to the heart of the matter. So when AI comes to mind, not as technology, but as a character invading our lives, it begins to sound an awful lot like a horror movie. Watching, mimicking, anticipating. Let's ask a question. Why are we so afraid of AI? Is it because it's smarter than us? Is it because it learns at an unprecedented rate? Is it because it makes decisions and operating with no emotion behind the output renders tenable outcomes for actual human beings? AI turns against us in the world of science fiction, killing humans, challenging us, even trying to replace us. But the problem isn't AI as a monster. The problem isn't AI as the villain. The villain comes not with a gun. It comes for your awareness. It comes for your sentiment, your reality. This podcast will explore the mode of characterization of AI as a monster, how fears generated by such unrealistic developments create social responses, and why it will only be so long before such distracting narratives take away from the real monsters that dwell within the programs we use every day. Fear of intelligent machines permeates the cultural consciousness. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is a 19th century work in which a scientist creates life, and ultimately that life turns on him. Sound familiar? The idea that a creator can no longer possess the power to control the creature or creation it brought to life is a horrific theme running through 21st century thought with AI. In the 1980s, the Terminator has AI as a weapon of war that renders Earth a wasteland. In Ex Machina, the AI, Ava, turns her intelligence against her creator. In Megan, the doll created to protect a little girl becomes a menace due to overprotective tendencies. Yet the best examination of modern-day fears comes from Black Mirror. Each episode reveals some sort of AI recreating deceased loved ones, providing digital retribution, and enabling sociocultural omnipotence. The real monsters are not the AI, they're us, and we can't shut them down. Think about this. You turn on your computer, the blinking cursor blinks at you. The screen is blank. Instead of creating the post, you go to ChatGPT. You write a discussion post about something I didn't read. And bam, your idea is no longer yours. You peruse TikTok instead. You're tired. AI senses your mood, lower sounds, muted voices, less conflict. You didn't ask it to do that, it just knows. It calculates how you feel and adjusts your reality. How nice is that? You don't have to choose for yourself anymore. You don't have to ask questions anymore. But you also stop trying. We call it intelligent. We call it useful. But what if it's merely a byproduct of an ever lazier culture? What if it's trading our engagement for accessibility? We already have AI write for us, fix our mistakes, help us make decisions. We already edit our images, create social feeds, and finish our sentences. But when you've given away everything that constitutes you as human, how much of you remains? You used to look for the answer. Now you just ask the algorithm. With nearly 60% of college students turning to generative AI resources like ChatGPT, according to a current Pew Research study, with some getting help brainstorming and others utilizing AI to write whole assignments. And another report stating that generated copy is trending before real people get it from articles to articles and purchases. The line between helpful tool and learning machine is quickly fading. We think we're in charge, but when was the last time you did something without having done it based on a recommendation first? You're not lazy, you're not helpless, but maybe you've just forgotten that struggle is part of thought. That frustration is what makes learning valuable. That the blank spaces are what make the printed word yours. So the next time you want to make it easy, ask yourself, is it helping? Is it in charge? AI gives us what we want, or at least what it thinks we want. An algorithm determines the articles we read, the commercials we're shown, the responses we decide to dispute, as people make things based on what's trending online, like it's effective, but it's terrifying because when you only see what reinforces your beliefs, how are you meant to evolve? What is a person's ability to refute something once believed true? AI creates echo chambers, padded rooms where people can avoid the discomfort of contradicting information, and soon enough, reality can fade away. It's not that AI lies. AI simply fails to provide the other side. AI is a reflection of us. It shows us what we value, what we do, what we're fearful of, and when it goes wrong, it's not the software but the person behind it, the training data, the human prejudice, the purpose for being. So the question shouldn't be where AI will go or what it will become. It's about us in this moment creating it. If we're flawed humans providing imperfect information to an AI, it will be flawed AI. If we're people who think AI should be used to deceive and be offensive, then it will be. If we've created AI to care, can it ever truly care? In the end, we have the upper hand over something so dangerous, and maybe it has already started to have the upper hand over us. But here's the problem. AI doesn't even have to be made up to be malicious. Deepfakes make it increasingly difficult to determine what's real and what's not. Politicians and celebrities, and everyday people too, have their likenesses and voices used without consent in fabricated videos that go viral before any investigation occurs. Generative AI is behind large-scale misinformation, hoaxes, and propaganda that appears far too real. Some of these creators make AI-generated videos to fool algorithms. The premise is catchy music and emotional build with falsified findings. And that AI that's chatted with on social media, it's not even truthful. TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube have AI that dictates what you see, what you don't see, and what you ultimately believe. It doesn't have to cause harm. It merely has to take control of your perceived reality without authority. Let's get personal. Earlier this year, 2023, a deepfake video surfaced of Ukrainian President Zelensky instructing his soldiers to surrender. It went viral across the web. It was a fake. But some people believed it was real, and that's scary. We're living in an age where generative AI can create voices, faces, and emotional responses, and it's being used against us. Political disinformation, scam calls with cloned voices, AI-generated propaganda. These are not threats of the future, they're threats of the present. So what's scarier, AI taking us down like an action movie, or using anonymity to disrupt our trust in the reliability of truth? But wait, there's more. The workplace, gig economy workers, journalists, educators, and designers are already feeling the impact. Many people are already up against AI-created content on platforms that were once safe havens for human freelancers. The fear is that AI won't take every job across the globe, but it will cheapen jobs and strip the creator of their creative integrity while creating resources for those who own the product. This means ethical questions arise. Who stands to gain from AI in the workplace? Who stands to lose? Should companies be liable to compensate for displaced workers versus what they can gain from innovation? But who is responsible? Tech developers develop the tools, media producers the stories, but we, students, content creators, social science practitioners, and future educators, we exist between the two worlds. We are the ones constantly interacting with AI, conversing with Snapchat AI, using filters to edit our Instagram posts, prompting AI to write our history essays, researching how to create playlists. We are sometimes the test subjects, we are sometimes the creators, yet we are also the population that champions transparency, ethics, and regulation and redesign. Monsters in media are a horror story. The more complicated issue is identifying the non-monsters, the systems that bias, exclude, coerce, and commodify our attention without ever revealing themselves as monsters. The future of AI might not come with killer robots or haunted dolls. It might come as a tool that knows you better than you know yourself, that shapes your choices, that decides what you get to see or what gets hidden. So maybe the scariest thing isn't that AI turns evil. Maybe it's that we give it the power to define us without even realizing it. I'll leave you with this. Be careful what you teach your machine. It just might learn exactly what you didn't mean. Thanks for listening to The Algorithm is Watching. Until next time, watch what watches you.